Hello, beautiful wild hearts. My name is Yvonne Wildheart, and welcome to the Cycle Report for the 6th of September 2021. I come to you from Jojo to Wurrung Country in Central Highlands, Victoria, Australia, in the Southern Hemisphere. So here we are a few weeks away from the equinoxes. In the Northern Hemisphere, it will be an autumn equinox, so they are on the descent down into the darkness. And here in the Southern Hemisphere, we are ascending up to the light. Equinox is when there is equal daylight hours and equal nighttime hours. But what is equal? Because as soon as that second hand clicks over, it tips the scales to the other side. So in the Southern Hemisphere with the spring equinox, it is the energy of renewal, of birth, of, ascending. It's coming into the light. It is when the birds start to lay their eggs and their hatchlings, they're already started building their nests. It's when the blossoms, the blooms are out, preparing for, pollination, preparing for the high spring on Beltane, which is October the 31st, early November here in the Southern Hemisphere. So here we are at this ascension energy here in the Southern Hemisphere, this birthing energy, and we are birthing ourselves into a new cycle. As the light increases, we go outside more, we sit in the sun, which is so important to be and get all that vitamin D to keep us healthy. At the same time of this birthing energy, we are here all around the globe at a dark moon. So a dark moon is the end of the moon cycle, the moon lunar phase, just before we start a new phase, which will be tomorrow morning. So it has this crossover between like the death and rebirth portal that we are sitting in right now. And it, with the dark moon, it's all about letting go and releasing. With these energies together, with this, the letting go and the birthing process, it feels like, like a mama in labor and that point of transition or transformation. And what happens just before that point of transformation? What arises before we surrender ourselves and to let go is often fear and worry and all your stuff comes up to be seen because you can't take it into the next cycle. And so this is what may be arising for you right now, is feeling, the fear of what's happening externally or internally. It may be depression or sadness and grief, It could be anxiety of what's coming in the future, we don't know. At the dark moon, we are called to see this in its fullness and to let it go and to surrender into the void, because that's what the dark moon, new moon portal is, that death, rebirth portal, that space in between, which, my teacher, Jane Hart Collins, would say it is the space where the magic happens. It's where we let go of the old stories and the old narratives that we hold on to and sit into nothingness. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza, if anybody's familiar with his work, speaks of this powerful space, of the space in between, the void, and it's where that we can create and bring down something new. It's a dreaming time. It's the dreamscape where we are not attached to anything that is gone, not attached to anything that is coming. It is a space where we can create something new without it manifesting just yet. So in these times, what is playing out in our globe right now, it's a call at this point, this portal point, is to come in, listen, especially under this Virgo new moon. The Virgo is all about listening to the body. It's all about the body and digestion of our own processes that occur. So I give great thanks that this is a time for you to just sit with whatever's arising, to allow it to float through and see it for what it is, And then to surrender it, surrender the old stories, and to know that we are creation beings. We can create something new. And we also have this power of, when we surrender with non-attachment into the void, that everything and all things are possible. I'm just going to let that sink and sit with that for a moment and just take some deep breaths. I invite you to take some deep breaths with me for the moment. It's this place of stillness that we are at under the dark moon, the space of the inner, the quiet. And just being present. And to know that when we come into stillness, the birds still chirp, the trees are still growing, there is abundance everywhere. And I think at this point in the cycle, this portal of death and rebirth, we can open ourselves up to the beauty that surrounds us, because we're not in our heads. We're sinking into our heart space and just being here, switching off the external world and just settling in. So, beautiful hearts, may your dark moon and this moving into the equinox, into the balance, brings you peace and connection and connection and connection with all and yourself, and stillness to tune into your own heart, your own processes, stillness to tune into nature and the earth, and really ground yourselves in deep roots, wide branches. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. If you feel called, that you want to know more and have updates of my upcoming events and happenings, please feel free to sign up to my newsletter. I also have just put up some new offerings, some new packages for the transformational counselling that I offer, and that's via phone, Zoom, and soon, hopefully, face-to-face in the forest. And also I'll be working at Acorn and Oak face-to-face in Ballarat in Central Highlands, Victoria. The School of Shamanic Womancraft, my dear friend Sarah Miller and I will be teaching Jane Hardwick Collins' School of Shamanic Womancraft 4 Seasons Journey coming up in Victoria in November. I am keeping the positive that it's happening. And the Invoking a Nana journey, we're going to start a new round in January, and we are now taking enrollments for that. The current journey of Journey Hearts are now sitting in the underworld, and we are at the nadir point before we start ascending in the next 24 hours. So I send all my love to the Whale Hearts, the Anana group who are journeying. It is quite a journey down into the descent, and now we are ascending after this point. So it's an incredible journey. So if you feel the call, also the spring equinox e-course will be available now if you jump on my website. And I think that is it. With all my heart, so much dark moon, new moon love, and may your portal, this space in between, be one of blessings for you. With all my heart, thank you. Stay safe, stay well, stay connected. Bye for now.